Hey everybody, welcome back to Creating Scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator as we continue our Fairfield Inn in Columbus, Ohio build series. This is video 15. Yeah, it's been long, but I hope you guys got something out of it. I think I say that every time, but anyway, I have gone ahead and did some work off of screen, but nothing drastically new. Okay, from all my other modeling and things like that. All right, I just want to show you the kind of things that I did. All right, first of all, we did Parallax Windows last time. We did the swimming pool, we did the lobby, and we did some rooms. Okay. The one thing that I want to tell you about the rooms, if I can get it selected. Let me come back up here. I want to turn this off for a second. There we go, and I'll explain that soon. All right. I have changed the Parallax room windows. Okay, there we go. I was selecting the wrong window. If you notice, we have more rooms, obviously, and I'll explain that here in a second. But if you remember from last video when I added the Parallax window, I made it the same size as the glass. All right, that's not entirely accurate. All right, so with the Parallax window, you want it to be the same size as the room, not the window, because you want some things hidden by the walls on either side of the window. Okay. So what I've done is I went into edit mode simply and selected the vertices, all right, and then just stretch them one way or the other, you know, for the width where I believe that the dividing wall between the rooms are. Okay, and then I moved it up to match where I think the ceiling is, and then moved it down to where I believe that the floor is. All right. I didn't change the image or any of the parallax settings. I just changed the size of the plane that is being used for the parallax. All right. Then it was just a simple face copy, selecting the face and then copying it around the building to put a parallax in some of the other windows. All right, it's the exact same image copied over and over. Now on the other side of the building, I had to copy it over and then flip it 180 degrees so it faces the other direction. All right, so that was one big change that I made. I also did a slight change of the pool area. I didn't change the image. I'm still looking for a good image. I'll probably have to look at instead of looking at the hotel pool window pictures, I'll probably have to find some generic side view of an indoor pool. Okay, but I don't like the pool image that I'm using, but it gives the effect from a distance. All right, but I did the same thing I did with the room. I stretched it out beyond the windows themselves and up to the ceiling and down to the floor. I did not do anything to the lobby. I just left it the same. Okay, but the lobby, you could do the same. You can stretch it across. Okay, most likely it does kind of come back here, because right now it stops at this stone wall, and then I could move it over to this spot. All right, but I haven't done that. The other thing that you'll notice that I've done is I've added the roof material and basically that is in UV UV, and then using the roof image that I have for this hotel that I got from the where is the roof image? It's room. Where is the roof? Well, there is a roof image. Trust me. Where is it? Roof. Down here at the bottom, I have a Fairfield roof image that I matched the roof outline, okay, to get that roof on there. And I did the same with the pool roof and the dining room lounge area roof as well. There's some distortions in the, because you couldn't see part of the roof because it was hidden by the wall from the angle, kind of like that. All right. This roof is a little dark because it's in the shadow, but it'll work just fine. All right. Any other changes for that? No, not really. All right. Now, the big change, the biggest change that I made was I simply came up here to LOD 00, and I right clicked and I duplicated that collection that copies everything to a new collection. All right. And that's what you're seeing right here with Fairfield LOD 01. I renamed the copy to 01. We'll turn that on. We'll turn 00 off. And remember, the guideline for setting up subsequent levels of detail is you want every detail lower to drop 50% of vertex count, face count, number of PBR calls that you're making, that kind of stuff. Now, this building isn't, it's not really resource heavy on vertices and faces. Okay, so I did not remove any vertices or faces. I just left it the way it was, but I did change the PBR textures to Vertex colors. All right, and that a Vertex color is basically saying a Blender native color. All right, so I tried to match the siding color as well as possible, and I disassociated the PBR texture for the siding and created a new one called Vertex siding, and then I just chose a color that was close to the siding. Okay, so I did that with all the PBRs and tried to find a relatively good match as a vertex color for each one of those PBRs. So when my pilots are flying into the airport, they're not getting the PBRs until they get close to the hotel. I set the min value of this view to 100. Okay, and if you remember from previous texturing levels of detail videos that I made, is that this model has a sphere around it. Okay, a virtual sphere that says it takes this space. This is its domain. Okay, and that sphere is outside the size of the model. All right, now min size, remember I have a min size set at 100. That means when we zoom in and that sphere takes 100% of the screen, then it will draw that particular level of detail. Remember that? Okay, so I copied I duplicated Fairfield LOD 00 to 01, and then I renamed the copy to LOD 01. And then I went into LOD 01 and I changed, I got rid of any PBR call for the colors of the building, except the roof. I left the roof the same. Okay. And I also got rid of the Parallax Windows. And then just turned on the glass. All right. So there's no, so when your pilots are coming in on approach, you don't need to see inside the hotel room. So that's why I got rid of them. All right. You will not see that stuff show up until you get about that close. All right. Any other things? All right. So I didn't delete anything from the file in the LOD 01 because, like I said, it's not resource heavy. This is a pretty simple model. All right. So after I did that, created that second LOD, I turned on both, made sure that both LODs were turned on. And then I refreshed my LODs in my MultiExport and made sure that the new LOD 01 was turned on with this check mark right here. And then I set the values for their minimum size. So the minimum size of 00 is 100% of the screen. And then I left 01 at 0. Okay. So this is the one that it's going to draw until you get zoomed in. And then I re-exported and I made sure that I did not overwrite the GUID because the GUID's good. All right. So I click export. The next thing I want to show you is I'm going to go into the directory, the folder. So we're inside the Fairfield model folder in the model lib. And notice that after the export, I get the XML, I get a LOD 00 bin and GLTF, and I get an 01 bin and GLTF, all right, with today's date and time. All right, and then I right-click the XML, open that in Notepad++, verify that everything got written, keeping the same GUID, and my min sizes are set. So everything was working just fine there. Then I go into and I left drag and drop the project XML onto the FS package tools to build it outside of the sim. This particular executable for the tool is still dated August 11th, 2022. So even after the past couple sim updates, no changes were made to that exe. It's always a good idea to look in the SDK tools bin folder, look for this file, and check the date. If this date has changed since the last sim update, replace every FS package tool that you have in your project directories with the most current one and rebuild it. That way it meets the requirements of the most recent sim update. All right, but no changes have been made to the exe. All right, so anyway, I built that package. Now I'm going to take you into the sim. Hopefully my sim comes up today. Yesterday it was kind of, I would load the sim and it'd get stuck on the new activity screen, so I'd have to shut down, but the next time I started it went in. So I don't know if Microsoft was having server issues. I don't think it was my machine. I had a lot of resources open, so that could have been it. But today I've been in and out a few times and it hasn't hung up on that new activities splash page. So hopefully when I go into this time it will All right, so next time we'll be in the sim, and I will have my ugly picture of me turned off so it doesn't freeze up anyway. Okay, we are in the sim. So let's go over to where the hotel is. All right, so the hotel's in, and I have multiple levels of detail. Okay, there, the siding showed up. Okay, and then when I get out less than 100% of the sphere, it changes over to the vertex colors. All right. Now, another thing that I did was I went into the sim and I added some lights around. So we're going to go to options and let's turn that into nighttime. And I added some lights to the parking lot underneath the canopy, to the lobby, and at the entrance, on the side entrances, I added a warm light. Okay, and around in the lounge area, I added exterior light, and underneath there, so I added some lights. And then swimming pool from this view, like I said, I don't like it, but it gives the illusion of a swimming pool being in there. All right, but remember what I was telling you about the Parallax windows. Since now that they are the size of the room and not the window, it gives the appearance that like this bed is behind the wall, which is what you want. Okay, so make sure your parallax window is the same size as the room. I also added parallax on the sides to give the illusion of the hallway going down the middle. Okay, I did that on all floors. Okay, so yeah, from this point on, this series, as long as my sim loads fine, it's been really goofy. I don't know. I don't have anything in my community folder that's messing it up. I know I'm not, because I have the same things in there I've always had. But anyway, I'm not worried about it. But anyway, the rest of the series will be inside the sim. Now, just so you guys know, I always make my airports and the grounds in a separate file than the buildings. So the next time we come in to do some editing, to do some, because I use aprons to cover parking lots and things like that. So the next time that we get in the sim, I will load the building file into the community folder and then take out the airport, because that's what I'm going to be working on, is the ground. So we'll be doing that in the next video. So anyway, so this transition window, this transition video, part 15, was just kind of showing you some things I did off screen to prepare this to start working inside the sim. And like I said, I added some lights, exterior lights in the sim, but that's the only thing I did. All right, and I saved it and I rebuilt it inside the sim after I made those changes. All right, hey, thanks for watching part 15, and I will see you in part 16. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That would be fantastic. I'm still blown away at over 1,600 subscribers. Thank you very much. And if you guys feel inclined, if you want to, you can support me by buymeacoffee.com/myphysicalworld. Also, my Gumroad page myphysicalworld.gumroad.com. I will have these 3 hotels loaded up in the next week or so you guys can download those for free at my Gumroad page and do whatever you want with them. Change the materials, whatever. It's totally up to you, and you guys can use that in your scenery if you want to. Just don't sell them. These are for free distribution for your free use, but pay it forward by providing free access to the stuff. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Bye.